Coca de Espinacas, the classic Catalan flatbread that's topped off with sauteed spinach, toasted pine nuts, and traditionally raisins. Today, I'm going to show you guys my version of this amazing flatbread. Now, to make this recipe, you do have a couple of different options. I'm going to be making my own homemade dough, and I love to add white wine to it just because it gives this flatbread so much more flavor. If you don't like white wine, you can just substitute it for water. And alternatively, you can use store-bought pre-made pizza dough to make this dish. But you know, I do recommend that you make the homemade dough. It's done in under 5 minutes, it's healthier, it's tastier, and it's gonna save you a couple bucks. Okay, let's dive right in. We're gonna begin by heating a non-stick frying pan with a medium heat. Once the pan gets hot, we're gonna dry roast 2 tablespoons of pine nuts. Now the secret to perfectly dry roasting pine nuts is you wanna mix them around continuously, that way they all cook evenly. Once they reach this beautiful light brown color, go ahead and remove the pine nuts from the pan and set them aside. Now using the same pan with the same heat, add about 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin Spanish olive oil, along with 2 cloves of garlic that have been minced, and mix the garlic around with the oil. About a minute or so after adding the garlic, add 4 cups of tightly packed bagged spinach, place a lid on top, and lower the fire to a low heat. Now while I was preparing my spinach, I always love to use my Pyrex 2 cup to measure it out, and I only use bagged spinach just because it's been pre-rinsed, pre-washed, and it's inexpensive. Okay, back to the sauteed spinach. After 2 minutes, go ahead and remove the lid, season with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper, and give everything a quick mix. And then turn off the heat. Okay, we're moving on to our easy to make homemade dough. Begin by adding 1 cup of all-purpose flour into a bowl. Also add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of white sugar, and mix all the dry ingredients together. Then add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin Spanish olive oil, along with a generous 1/3 cup of white wine, and start mixing everything together. Once you reach this dough-like consistency, get in there with your hands and start lightly kneading it until you form a smooth dough. Then shape it into a ball. Sprinkle some all-purpose flour on a flat surface, add the ball of dough on top, and using the heel of your palm, start pushing down on the dough. Then start rolling out the dough. We're looking for a rectangular shape with a thickness of about 1/8 of an inch. Now transfer the dough to a baking tray that's lined with parchment paper, and start evenly dividing the sauteed spinach on top of the dough. Then sprinkle the toasted pine nuts on top. And I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. Now traditionally you are supposed to use raisins here, but I prefer the dried cranberries to have a better texture and flavor to them. Now we're going to add our coca into a preheated oven. Bake only option, 210 degrees Celsius, 410 degrees Fahrenheit, between 20 to 25 minutes. After about 22 minutes, I'm going to take the coca out of the oven and let it rest at room temperature for at least 15 minutes to let all the flavors develop. Okay, it's been a little over 15 minutes since I took the coca out of the oven. You know, the longer you let it rest, the better it's going to taste. I'm going to cut a piece and let you guys know how it turned out. And look how beautiful this looks, and that dough looks perfectly cooked. Okay, here I go. Salud. Such an incredible combination of flavors. You got sweetness from the dried cranberries, and saltiness from the spinach, and then the white wine in the dough just takes it to the next level. So I tell you guys, if you make your own dough, this is going to taste so much better. This is a fantastic recipe, very simple ingredients. You guys are really going to like this. I would like to thank my patron Emily Wendell for being a supporter of Spain on a Fork. Guys, if you would like me to give you a verbal shout out, go become a patron. The link is in the description box below. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Until the next time, hasta luego.